So you may remember that I recently did a video on the Eads family who have just announced that they are going through a divorce.
My marriage is shit. I'm done covering for a narcissistic prick.
And their entire channel was based on a lie, and she made it look like he was doing all the work when it was she was doing the work, and they put on a persona for the vlog.
So when I would ask him to vacuum, I would intentionally record. When I asked him to do the dishes, I would intentionally record, throw it in the video. I knew the truth. I knew I did all that stuff, and he was occasionally doing it, but I didn't want y'all to think that he was the piece of shit he actually is.
One of the main issues I had with it was the fact that she's putting it out there about the divorce, which is not fair on the kids. They have like 8 kids, and it's not fair on them to be splashing their personal traumas all over the internet for everybody to enjoy. And I say enjoy because what other reason are they watching it for? I don't know. But it's not fair on the kids to do that. Now, since she put that video out, she's gone back on to the channel and ranted about her husband. So therefore continuing to put her kids' traumas all over the internet.
On today's Vent Fest, I just got told that I need to consolidate all my appointments down to 1 or 2 days, as if that's even possible. Like, I can go to all of my doctors that I have to see every week and be like, hey, you know what? Pick one of these time slots and that's it. It doesn't even, it wouldn't work that way even if I wanted to. Second of all, like, why would you mess with my health? I'm the only person that cares for our kids. Secondly, you want to see your kids even less? The little boys, do you see them too much? So I'm an inconvenience. And if I don't consolidate them down, then you're just not going to come take care of your boys. So I'm going to the appointments. But I also can't show up at your work and make you take the kids either. Like, how does that make sense? Also, I'm not allowed to go by. Do you see this? I have no boobs. I have none. I'm a little boy because I've lost so much weight. I have no boobs. I've lost almost 20 pounds since he has left in that short time frame. I don't have a bra. I don't have underwear that fit. This is a sports bra, but I'm not allowed to go buy anything. He's allowed to go buy himself stuff, but I'm not, because I can't go work. And I didn't earn it either by, holding down the fort with the kids, and I'm pissed.
So yeah, as you can see, she's not happy, but she's airing it all over the internet for everybody to consume, and it's not fair. Again, I'll reiterate, it's not fair on the kids. So this video is actually not about her, ironically. It is about another family which have just done something fairly similar, possibly a little bit more amicably, but I came across this one. They are called Our Landing Crew. They are a family channel who vlog their kids' lives just the same again, and they've decided after 18 years of marriage to get a divorce. Well, no, sorry, not a divorce, to separate. She's made that explicitly clear that she's not going to get divorced yet. Separation. And what better way to do that than to, air it all over the internet for your viewers?
Lonnie and I are separating. I wanted to address this now before I'm in the emotions of actually moving and also having to deal with addressing this on social media.
The incredible part about that is you don't actually have to address anything on social media if you don't want to. It's not an obligation. I know you think that the fans are your friends, but when it comes to your children, that's the only thought that should be in your mind. Your children. How will this affect them? How will putting this information out affect your kids? This doesn't need to be on social media at all. your kids shouldn't be on social media. But you don't have to air anything like this.
The whole idea that why everyone thought our marriage was good, the whole reason why everyone thought Lonnie was amazing and there weren't any issues between us, was because I painted that picture. I let others believe that. You know, I felt like I was protecting my marriage. I felt like allowing others to think badly of me instead of sharing the truth was me being a good wife. I would have preferred for others to think negatively of me than for them to see what was really going on.
Now, does that sound familiar at all? The fact that she wanted everybody to believe that everything was fine and everything was dandy and everything was perfect, and also wanting to be the martyr in the whole vlogging scenario or wife scenario. But that sounds very familiar to me.
I knew the truth. I knew I did all that stuff, and he was occasionally doing it, but I didn't want y'all to think that he was the piece of shit he actually is.
So she goes on to say how her marriage was just stagnant, I think, is probably the best way of explaining it. It was all stale, and she was happy enough just to keep going. It wasn't bad enough for her to leave, but it wasn't bad enough or good enough for her. You know, it was just stagnant. And then this happened.
I was presented with some information and some things that had happened that I was not aware of at the time. That was a deal breaker for me. I tried to work past it. I couldn't. And so here we are. And that is the most vague, watered down version, because I'm not going to get into the deets. This isn't to spill the tea. I also want to start off and say this has nothing to do with autism. And
that everybody is her not spilling the tea on her husband. I can't really, I can't get, I don't think she could have said it any clearer without actually saying what he's done. And to put that out there for your kids to know, you know, and the internet knows, and your kids know that the internet knows what your dad's done. I can't explain. So, not content with that one video that she did, she went on to do another video entitled "Why I Left My Husband." And she explained in the video how her husband had done some things, potentially treated her badly, but she wanted him to go for a psych evaluation to see what exactly was wrong with him, if anything.
We had a situation with Lonnie, very unhealthy for me, for the kids. I was not okay with it. And I set up some boundaries for him and told him in order for our marriage to continue, he needed to get help that included a neuropsych evaluation. I honestly assumed that he was autistic, and I thought that that was what he was going to walk away with. He was diagnosed with other personality disorder, NOS, I think it is, because he scored so high on so many of them, it was hard for them to really pinpoint one exact one. And this is how I understand it. This is how the doctor explained it to me. I am not a mental health professional, so I might be getting this wrong. They basically call it cluster B personality disorders. He scored extremely high in narcissism, antisocial, which was previously known as sociopath, sadistic, and a bunch of others, but those are the three that play the biggest role into our marriage, our relationship, and so on.
Again, this sounds very, very familiar in what must be quite a few now of these family vloggers. And to be honest with you, I think to be a family vlogger, you must be a smidgen narcissistic, to be honest.
I'm done covering for a narcissistic prick.
In someone that has these diagnoses and traits, a lot of times it can become very toxic. I have not been treated very nicely, and that is the most mildest way to put that. I'm safe, the kids are safe, We wouldn't still be in the house if we weren't safe. Lonnie is in therapy now. I'm in therapy. Even though obviously our marriage was not healthy, it wasn't good, I had no plans of leaving him unless he didn't abide by these boundaries that I set. I'm not gonna go deep into it, but essentially the boundaries weren't respected. I then found out information that I did not know that basically just made me be like, I can't keep doing this. This isn't fair to me. This isn't fair to the kids.
Speaking of not being fair to the kids, that's the second time in 2 videos now that you've skirted around what your husband has done, their dad has done, and put it out there for thousands of eyes to see. Okay, there's one last issue that I'd like to bring up here because it's something that was a little bit hypocritical of you, so I just want to put this out there.
The video stopped because I said I was no longer comfortable with it. I said it is very triggering to me to have my trauma from the last 18 years that obviously I hadn't dealt with being aired out like that, and I didn't realize how triggering it was going to be until we did the one live stream, and after that I was just kind of done. Lonnie came to me and asked me to remove the videos because he was getting ready to go back to work.
Now, you said both yourself and your husband have both requested that either videos stop being made or to have the videos removed. So you're exercising your privacy rights, right? Your right to privacy. You have a right to privacy. You are perfectly entitled to not do videos or have them removed if it's triggering to you. However, do you not think that your kids deserve the same respect and the same privacy? I mean, they can't come to you, or they won't come to you and say, look, Mum, I don't want my disabilities plastered all over the internet anymore. Can you stop doing it, please? Do you not find that a little bit like hypocritical, the fact that you can do it but you won't allow your kids to do it? Our landing crew, as you can see, they've got their 156,000 subs. They vlog their kids' lives every single day, and over the past few months it seems to have been exclusively about their autism and disabilities, which I'm finding a little bit off, to be honest with you. You know what I'm like? I don't take too kindly to exploiting any kids, but ones that are disabled are fairly off limits, But they've been vlogging for a long time, and I'm guessing this little change is going to come as a big change for their channel. Hopefully it'll put an end to it. So I guess there's 2 things that you can take away from this video. One is, again, we're seeing that the family channels are fake, but faker than we actually gave them credit for being. A lot of the times we know from delving into so many family channels that most of them they're put on for show, they're scripted, they're acted, they are deceiving their audience. But on this scale, they are actually deceiving their audience in terms of the happy family, because I'm sure that everybody's watching, everybody who subs to them and watches them on a daily basis are doing so on the basis of the family channel being a happy one and the marriage being a happy channel. Because if they thought that the husband and wife were fighting behind the scenes and things like that, I'm not so sure that they would be too drawn to the channel, right? So it is very deceiving, and they've made a lot of money off deceiving their audience in that way. But the other side of it, obviously, is the divorce or separation. Should that be aired for the kids to watch, and the children of the channels, should they have all their private traumas, the divorce, the parents' separations, should that be plastered all over the internet? I think unanimously we can probably agree that it shouldn't be. So there we go. Another avenue to this whole shit show that is family vlogging. Please come back again soon for another episode of What the Hell Can We Find Out Next? Thank you so much for watching. Take care and bye-bye.